All right, I love meat pies. Quite often I make them especially when I'm in Switzerland where I can get kidneys really easily, and I make a beef and kidney pie. Problem is that when I don't have so much time, I just, making the crust and all, that takes time, and I usually don't have the time for that when I'm here. That's why I do it usually when I'm on vacation. However, this here is a deep dish bread and cheese meat pie. Now, instead of making a crust and all that, I've put baguettes across the bottom, soaked them a little bit first, layered the bottom. Then I've made with a ground meat. I've made some like little burgers on top of here. Egg, there's a lot of egg in there, and then at the end, put the cheese on there and melt that in. Oh, this is just. Let's have a quick dig into there. Still pretty hot, but I think it's safe that we. Oh yes, look at that. That is going to be absolutely fantastic. This is dinner tonight. Hot but good. Look. Let's go in the kitchen right now and make some of this. Let's go. All right, so here are the ingredients that we need. Across the front here, first of all, I've got one baguette, most of a baguette, all the middle part of the baguette. I've actually, this is what's left over off the ends here, and that will be eaten later on with butter and some jam. Anyways, one baguette, and that's been sliced into about 3/4 inch slices, or about 18 to 20 millimeters thick. 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 teaspoons of dried sage, 1 teaspoon of pepper, half a teaspoon of salt. Here we got 5 eggs, 1/3 cup of chopped or thinly, just sliced up green onion, 8 ounces or 230 grams of cheddar cheese grated, 1 onion finely chopped. Over here we've got 1 pound or 450 grams of ground meat, and of course with me it's my usual ibiki, which is part pork, part beef. Mwah, lots of flavor. Across the back here, I've got, this is 35% or greater, is a heavy cream. And I've got a 1/2 cup and a 1/4 cup because they're going to be used separately. So the very first thing we're going to do is, we're going to use this 1/4 cup. Let's get some of the stuff out of the way here. We need a little bit of room. And what I want to do is I want to get this bread ready. So I'm going to soak the bread in the cream. At the same time, I want to get the butter melting over here. So let's get the butter into we got a large cast iron pat. That's kind of half between pan and pot. Anyways, it's a large cast iron pot because this is going to go in the oven. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to kind of a low heat. I just want to melt the butter. So about there, get that butter melting. In the meantime, we're going to get the that third of two quarters, half. Yep. 1/2 cup of cream going. Just got to get the bread in here, soak some of that up. I was using a shallow dish like this because it's easy to get all the bread in here, and whatever you've got. But if you got a flat bottom dish, it's the easiest to do this. Same as like when you're making French toast. All right, just gonna let that soak a little bit. In about a 1/2 minute, I'll flip those over. All right, butter is just about melted. Let's flip these over so he was soaking a bit more cream in. All right, so that'll soak for about another 1/2 minute. All right, those are pretty well soaked. So now what I'm just going to do is you want to just basically cover the bottom of your pot with these. Just creating a base, like a pie crust, but with bread. All right, so those are all in there. A little bit of leftover cream, just pour that over top. There we go. All right, next, gonna get the meat ready. So what I've got over here, larger bowl, Just toss that in there. Make sure we get all of that. All right, gonna add the onions. Salt and pepper. And the sage. And then just mix it. All right, now that is mixed up, one of the eggs is going in here. The other four, well, they're going on top afterwards. So put one of the eggs in here. Chop that up a bit. That's going to start bringing that all together. All right, that's coming together. So now, if you remember from a previous episode where we were making meatballs, if you wet your hands a little bit, it doesn't stick so much. So what I want to do now is I want to form this into like little mini patties, which I'm going to put on top of each piece of bread. Just kind of squish them together a bit. Put one on there. Doesn't have to be perfect, just loosely get them on there. All right, so that's basically on there. Get that off to one side. Rinse off the hands. All right, now you might wonder yourself, Kevin, why didn't you just spread the meat mixture right across the top of that bread instead of basically making little patties? Well, I want to leave some space in between for the egg mixture to get in there. So now let's make the egg mixture. So what we got, grab a bowl, break the eggs in here. One. And then I'm going to add that 1/4 cup of cream and whisk that up. Now that's all nicely whisked. In goes the green onion. Mix that in. And then all we do is pour this over the top. Just kind of go around so that it gets in everywhere, all around. Egg, getting in between the meat and the bread and everything else. All right. That's going to go over in that oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius, about 40-45 minutes. I want to see everything nicely browned. Then we're going to add the cheese. So see you back here, 40-45 minutes. All right, that has been 45 minutes in the oven, looking great. So what we're going to do now is going to take the cheese and spread it across the top. Right, that's gonna go back in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. All I want to do is I want to see the cheese melting and I'll see it just browning and bubbling a little bit, and then it's gonna be perfect. See you then. That is looking perfect. Look at that. It's just starting to brown a little bit on the top parts here. It's all nicely melted. That's the way I want it. It's gonna be great. All right, gotta let that cool down a little bit because that is hot, but that's gonna be fantastic dinner tonight. All right, if you like this recipe, stick around. There's a lot more here on Kuma's Kitchen, and they're all original Kevin Riley Kuma's Kitchen recipes. And make sure you subscribe because there's a new one coming out every Monday. Now, if you're not yet a patron of Kuma's Kitchen, well, consider becoming one, because for as little as $3 a month, you can be supporting the creation of this, and you get access to all the cool stuff that the patrons get access to on the patreon.com feed. Anyways, now go make this for dinner tonight, and make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.